Welcome to this episode of 93 Days. It is the second episode here on our new fall Michigan deer hunting series, and we're super excited to have you back with us. Today is September 23rd, and when you'll be viewing this, September 25th, and fall is in full swing here. Leaves are starting to fall. I got some rubs in these popples over my shoulder here, and the Lions are 2-1, which if their offense was playing a little bit better, they'd probably be 3-0, but hey, we'll take it as long as the winning continues. On today's episode, we're going to introduce you to Lance and Steve, both of which are really good buddies of mine and are going to be contributing to the 93 Days series this fall. Lance does most of his hunting in the greater Lansing area, and Steve does a little bit of hunting in southwest Michigan, as well as up in the northwest corner, and quite frankly, public land all over the state as well. So we're really looking forward to hearing from those two guys. I think you're really going to enjoy following their stories along. They're both pretty entertaining and really good deer hunters, so they should be able to come up with some really good stuff. And to wrap up the episode, we're going to interview my dad, who is also going to be filming for 93 Days this fall. And he hunts a lot of the same properties that I do, hunting the same bucks that I do, so our stories will overlap a lot. And he's also going to discuss the recent EHD outbreak that's hitting Michigan this fall that quite frankly is pretty darn devastating and really puts a damper on a really good thing in as far as Michigan deer hunting is concerned. But we'll get into that a little bit, and yeah, appreciate you guys joining us.
Hey everybody, this is Lance. I'm really excited to be part of the 93 Days cast this fall. I'm going to give everyone a quick rundown of what my fall is going to look like in the woods. I hunt two spots, both down in southwest Michigan. I've got a couple bucks I'm going after this year. One's kind of a big crab claw looking 8. I got a little bit of history of him. I had him on camera a few times last year as a 2-year-old. He really grew up this year a lot. He's probably one of my top hit lister bucks for the fall. Got another buck I've got no history with, never seen him before. Beginning of September, all of a sudden he showed up on camera, really nice 10-point. And he's been showing up on camera almost every other day since then, so hoping he sticks around for October. I guess those are going to be the 2 bucks I kind of build my fall around. I've seen a few other nice ones here and there on camera, but nothing real recent or consistent, so might have just been coincidence they were passing by, or maybe they're still in the area, just not going by cameras. I'll be spending about the first week of the season in the woods in both those properties in southwest Michigan. Later on in October, towards the end of the month, I'll be going out to Montana. My dad and I both have mule deer and antelope tags in our pocket, so mule deer's been a bucket list trip for both of us, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try to film as much of that as I can. Then after that, I'll be doing some rut hunting back here in Michigan the first 2 days of November. I'll be gun hunting November 15th through that weekend, so fortunately with my job, I kind of live and work a couple hours from where I hunt, so I won't be able to go out necessarily weekly, but I've got a few blocks I've got off from work to go home and hunt, so that'll be kind of nice, spending 4 or 5 days of time hunting. Hopefully the weather's good for the times I have off. Either way, I'm really excited. This is my first fall really self-filming, so I think it's going to be cool taking everyone kind of through my ups and downs, and hopefully there'll be some success in there too, but I'm going to try to film everything I can, so see how that turns out, but really excited for this fall.
Hey guys, my name's Steve. I'm excited to go on this journey with 93 Days this fall. I'm hoping to bring down some fun and exciting footage, see what kind of mischief I can get into this fall. I'm a public land and private land hunter. I do a mixture of both. I'm fortunate enough to have a couple pretty decent private lands to be able to hunt sometimes, although I do the majority of my hunting on public property. I've been trying to do a lot of prep this year. This summer has been busy for prep. I've been doing food plots at the couple properties that I have permission to hunt. One is a family property up in the Traverse City area in Grand Traverse County. I had a food plot cleared out, and then I expanded it this summer, and then actually planted it for the first time this summer. So it's a annual mix, nothing too crazy, just want to see how well it'll grow. So got a water hole there with the food plot. Right up there is where I actually killed my biggest buck. It was last year. Was in that area, and that was fun. I'd like to trying to improve it so that we can get more of those bucks. That was the biggest buck that's ever been taken off the property. I was fortunate enough to kill him. And then down here in Midwest Michigan, I have a buddy that has a old farm. We planted a food plot there last year. We actually have a mixture of food plots and switchgrass strategically placed around the food plot to create cover and maybe some bedding on those couple properties. As far as expectations of what I go for changes by the property that I hunt. There's on Jake's property there where we're targeting 3.5-year-old deer or better. Something we said pretty much that we would be willing to mount is something that we'd be willing to shoot there. With that being said, there is a old 6-point that's walking around there. I don't know that I'd mount him, but he'd make a wicked Euro mount. He's just a big deer, old, bare minimum 3.5, but some of our friends think he's a little bit older. And genetically he sucks, but it's still a really cool deer. I'd be more than tickled to put my tag on. So he's on the hit list. I'll also be taking some other people out hunting. My stepdaughter should be hopefully coming with me a couple times this fall. We just got her a crossbow, so hopefully she can take a doe or a buck with a crossbow. That'd be your first archery deer. That'd be very neat. Yeah, this is going to be a fun time. I hope that maybe some of the stuff that I do, you guys could say, hey, that's a good idea, or what the heck are you thinking, and let me know. I mean, I'm not perfect. I try to do the best I can, but I make mistakes just like everybody else. Stay tuned. Hopefully you guys can enjoy what I have to put out there.
Hi, I'm Mike Rewa. I'm Alex Rewa's dad, and as you can see, I'm a little more seasoned and slightly more out of shape than most of the other team members here in Unseasoned Outdoors, but I am very grateful and happy that Alex asked me to participate in 93 days this season. He actually asked me 2 years ago to start self-filming my hunts when he started the Unseasoned Outdoors. And I didn't really have a camera or anything, but he hooked me up with a Tacticam. So I had a stabilizer mount for my Tacticam, and I was fortunate enough to shoot a really nice buck on opening morning, October 1st, 2 years ago with the Tacticam. And I got it on film. I screwed up a little bit. I had it turned 90 degrees the wrong way, so it wasn't in HD, and it was smaller on the view, but it was enough to get me hooked, and I really enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to this year, and this year he has me set up with a new product from Painted Arrow, and it's actually where I mount my cell phone on the stabilizer. Cell phone mounts and the iPhones have such great video, and I'm looking forward to trying that product. It looks really cool, so hopefully it works. Alex talked a little bit about our property back here behind the house on episode 1. And I definitely have a very strong love for this property. Since he's been hunting, I don't hunt a whole lot. I pretty much give it to him. The last 25 years, I've mostly hunted Cass County farm. And that farm is my sister and brother-in-law's farm. And they're very gracious and let a bunch of us family members hunt it. And he talked about the various styles of hunting here in the state of Michigan. That is your typical southern Michigan big private farm. Genetics are good. We're very fortunate as far as Michigan hunting goes that we have some really good bucks to hunt, but it is Michigan hunting. Our properties get hunted hard, the neighbors hunt, and we actually have a lot of family members that we share the farm with. Alex and I have 30-40 acres maybe that we kind of condense, and that's our section that we hunt. We definitely have the occasional mature buck. They're out there, but we are Michigan hunters, born in Michigan, and it's really hard for us to pass up those beautiful 110, 120 inch 2-year-olds. But we're trying to, and we're doing much better on passing some of the younger deer, and we're getting more deer get to that 3 and 4 year old age class. We do run cameras, and this year we have, I would say, probably 6 target bucks just in our section that Alex and I hunt. That's where we have 4 or 5 cameras running. We have, my personal favorite is a buck I named LT. Yes, I'm a nerd who names my bucks. But he's a beautiful 5x6, 11 point, 56, so I named him LT for Lawrence Taylor. Second target buck is Wide Willie, and I often call him just Willie for short, but he is a beautiful buck, super wide. He's actually got 14 points, and we know this deer well from last year. We had a ton of pictures of him last summer, and he was actually for sure a 2-year-old last year. So this buck is only 3, so he's got great genetics. Problem is he disappeared about Labor Day last year, and we didn't see him again till December. So we're hoping that he sticks around this year. We also have a buck that has some goofy branch on his G4, so basically just calling him the G4 buck, but he's a tank. And we have another beautiful 10 point with short brow tines. The G4 buck in that 10 point with short brows, we only got a couple of pictures of, and not very good pictures. So don't really know if that's in our core area or not. And then we have 2 beautiful 3-year-old 8 points that were all over the farm, all over our pictures. They were there steady all summer. So we do get fortunate to harvest a lot of the bucks that we get on camera in the summer, but a lot of them do disperse. So there's no guarantee that those bucks are going to be around, but we know that they're there, and hopefully at least a couple of them will make our area our core area, or their core area. But to be honest, we are worried a little bit. I'm super nervous about EHD. If you followed the hunting forums or the news, it's been all over the news. The whole southern half of the state, or definitely the southern third of the state, is getting hit pretty hard. We experienced it on the Cass County farm back in 2012, and our herd was hit extremely hard, and it took a while to bounce back. And I'm seeing a lot of pictures. I know a lot of close friends that have found up to 20 deer on their small farms here locally. My nephew, they found some dead deer on their farm only probably 5 miles from here or so. So we are very nervous. We haven't noticed any smell or no signs of it here. But down at Cass County, it's all around us. And fingers crossed. We haven't been down there in a week, but we haven't seen or heard evidence of it yet, but it's definitely down there. But the guys where it's hitting, it's devastating. I mean, there's farms where guys reporting finding like up to 70 and 90 deer on one farm. I mean, bigger farms, but it usually hits the mature deer, and it is definitely a sad thing. And for those of you that are struggling with that and having that on your farm, I definitely feel for you. So our fingers are crossed that we're going to avoid that. We finally did get some rain, but the only thing that will really kill it is frost. So we're hoping that it stays away and that we'll have a good, healthy herd to hunt. So that's my story. I'm looking forward to the year, and hopefully I can provide some good footage for you. So we'll talk to you later, and we'll see you next week.
Well, I know I'm looking forward to following along with those 3. It's going to be really cool to see how their seasons progress and kind of be able to watch as the story unfolds throughout the whole fall. All 3 of them have some really nice bucks that they're going to be chasing, and who knows what else is going to pop up or where they're going to all end up hunting, what different deer they're going to be chasing. So should be a fun fall with regards to them. As far as the EHD outbreak is concerned, it's really too bad what's happening, and perhaps the worst part about it is there's absolutely nothing that hunters can do but kind of sit back and watch as the devastation happens, and just kind of hope and pray that their properties don't get hit. Like my dad mentioned, our properties that we know of haven't been hit yet. It kind of feels like just a matter of time, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed and just plan to go into the deer season as if it doesn't even exist, and until it does and changes our plans, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Next week's episode is going to be a little different. We're normally going to be posting on Wednesdays, but we're actually going to post on Monday because next Tuesday is October 1st, the day that we've all been waiting for. So we're going to post a video on Monday kind of giving our first week plans. I know myself, Lance, and my dad at least will all be hunting a lot that week. Not sure if Steve or Hunter are going to be able to get out at all. They're going to be coming back from out west in Alaska. But yeah, we're going to kind of show the most recent information of what we got for bucks and our plan based on the weather forecast going into the first week. So be sure to tune in on Monday. And until then, shoot your bow, keep getting ready for deer season. Thanks for joining us.